You finish a drawing and every single part of it is fine, but altogether it just looks messy and busy. Like your eye doesn't know where to land and you can't work out why. Okay, first thing, you're not alone, I promise. And it's not your drawing, it's the composition. So, I sat down with my favorite artist in the whole world, Shaun Tan, and his book, Rules of Summer, and I pulled out 5 really simple patterns that fix exactly this. Stay with me till the end, that's where I show you my own dream pages and the tiny girl frame that I love more than anything I've ever made. What composition actually is? Well, very basic. Composition is just you, as the artist, deciding where your audience's eye goes. That's the whole thing. And honestly, it's not even just drawing, it's photos too. When you take a picture of, say, a little plant, you decide, does it go in the middle, on the left, or on the right? You're already composing, and you just didn't have a word for it. In art, every one of these choices has a name and a job. So let's go through the easy ones because once you see them, trust me, you can't unsee them. Okay, number 1, and it's my favorite to start with, rule of thirds. You take your canvas and you split it into 9 boxes. 2 lines going across, 2 lines going down, and instead of putting your main pink dead in the middle, you put it on one of those lines, or even better, where 2 lines cross. Look at this. See how they sit right on that crossing point? It's not in the center, it's on the line. It just feels more natural. You know what I mean? Like your eye gets to wander a little instead of being stuck. So, main subject slightly off center. Easy, right? Now the opposite, centered. You put your main thing right in the middle. And I know I just said don't do that, but it's not a rule, it's a tool. Centered is for when you want something to feel important, powerful, and a bit dramatic too. Look at this face split down the middle. It's calm, it's strong, it makes you look at it. So if rule of thirds is gentle and wandering, centered is look here, this matters. Number 3, and this one is kind of magic, leading lines. You use lines that are already in your picture, a road, a fence, some shadows, a path, to point the eye straight at your subject. Look at this, a boardwalk, a tall building, train tracks running off into the distance. Your eye just follows them and you can't help it, right? They can be straight, they can be curved, they can come together far away. It's like leaving little arrows for your audience without ever drawing an arrow. Okay, number 4 is symmetry. Both sides match, or we can say nearly match, and what that gives you is calm, order, and balance. Look at this building with the path running straight down the middle. Both sides almost mirror each other, and it feels really subtle, doesn't it? It's quiet. Even just 6 dots arranged evenly feels peaceful next to a messy pile. So, symmetry is your tool for calm and grand. Alright, and number 5 is triangles. You arrange your main things so they make a triangle shape, and this one is everywhere once you spot it. Look at these 3 characters. Their heads make a triangle and suddenly the group feels solid, like it belongs together, right? And this is not something new. Look at these old master paintings. Leonardo, Michelangelo, they all used triangle composition in their works before. A triangle just feels stable, pleasing, and your eyes happy in it. And quick think, these are not the only 5, there are lots more out there. The golden spiral, S-curves, L-shapes, and plenty of others. I'll be putting a PDF together with practice examples for these over on my Patreon, and I'll share the link in the description for you. And honestly, if you get comfortable with these 5, you'll already be in a very strong place. Alright, now the fun part. Let's actually look at how a master does it. This is Shaun Tan, Rules of Summer, and I'm not going to spoil the story, just look at how he places things. Okay, this page. See how both sides are kind of the same? Similar trees, the path going back on both sides, that's symmetry. And those paths, they are also leading lines. They take your eyes straight back into that storm. You go right where he wants you to go. Now, this is the next one, which I love it so much. Look at the colors. It's amazing. This is a famous one. We didn't talk about it, but I'm gonna show you right now. It's called the golden spiral. It comes in from one side and it curls around to the focal point, and your eye travels around that whole line. So you are not stuck on one thing, you get to look at lots of things one after another and you never feel confused. You know what I mean? And this one, I'm sure you can already guess that. It's a triangle, right? He's put the characters in a triangle. Obvious once you see it. Okay, the fight scene. This is one of my favorites. The main subjects are smacked in the middle. They are centered, right? And here is the clever bit. He did it with color too. He put the light right in the center and the shadow all around it. So your eye goes to the middle more than ever. That's two tools doing the same job. And this is the last one, which is my very favorite one. Oh my god, just look at the colors. They are so gorgeous. Okay, see how you spot the character first in the corner, right? Then the pomegranate, then the other fruit, and then the cakes, right? That's rule of thirds. He didn't put the character in the middle, he tucked them on the third, and your eye does a little tour around the whole illustration. Before I show you my own pages, I have to be honest. This next bit is the part I was a little nervous to share. I've been working on this for a while, and this is called the Key Project, and it's going to be a picture book. This story is a little girl who walks into her dreams to find an answer. She goes back in time, into her memories, and all of that. And today, now that I've studied Shaun Tan, I actually know where to put things, right? So the first one is the clock. I put my little girl and the glowing doorway right in the center. So this is a centered composition because I want that doorway to feel important, like that's where she has to go. And see the clock spiked up on both sides? That's symmetry. That's the calm and the grand. And the floor, those letters, her little shadow, all of that lead your eye up into the light, right? That's composition doing the work, not the drawing. Okay, next one is the time. This is my melting clock, a little love to Dolly for sure. The big melting shape takes up most of the frame and leads your eye from the top left down toward to the bottom right. So your eye naturally follows it. At the bottom, there is a tiny red butterfly, my only pop of color. It's small, but it's the warmest part of the scene. So your eye keeps coming back to it, right? That's the idea. Even one small accent can hold the whole composition. And this is the last one, the butterfly. This is the one that I love most. Okay, what did you look at first? The little girl with the red butterfly on her hand, right? Even though she is the smallest thing in the picture. That's a scale contrast. She's tiny, the clocks and the key and the teacup, they are all huge, and the size difference make her feel small in a big overwhelming world. Exactly like Shaun Tan does it. And she's not in the middle. She is tucked into the lower right third. And the big key, the desk, the letters, they are all leaned toward her. So even though the heavy clock is on the left, the whole thing feels balanced because your eye keeps traveling over that little girl and her red butterfly. So look what we've done today. We took 5 simple composition ideas and looked at how Shaun Tan uses them. Then we used them to make our own illustration. That's the whole point. Learn from a great artist, then turn it into your own work. Good composition isn't about the strict rules. It's about making things clear so the viewer isn't confused. When it works, people don't feel tired or lost. They don't leave the artworks. They just look and their eye goes where you want it to go. That's the gift you are giving them. So, if you take one thing from today, take this one. Study the artist you love. Don't copy them. Study them. Notice where your eye goes and ask why. Then go back to your own work and put things on purpose. That's it. That's where the confidence comes from. Before you go, if you like some extra practice, I've added the layered files and a simple composition worksheet on my Patreon. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching, and next time you see an artwork you love, notice where your eye travels first. See you in the next one. Bye!